Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Paws webinar. Today we have a very special guest with us, an Indian living in Moscow, an awesome chef by profession, and a passionate wildlife photographer. And today we are going to hear the story from him, his photography journey through the Himalayas, how he turned to be a wildlife photographer, where it started, everything. Let's hear from him and let's welcome Rajesh.
Hello,
Hello,
Rajesh.
how are you, Rajesh?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. How are you doing?
Good, all good. All of us are excited to have you and to listen to your stories.
Thank you so much, Hermes, to invite at Paws Trail. And from my journey, of course, I'm doing photography a long time, but always learning from your platform. And it's very good. You're giving the chances to the people. Like, it's not necessarily they are professional or not professional, but you are providing the chances, which is very good. Because,
Yes,
as you said before, everybody has a story to tell.
exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And everybody teach you something.
Yes.
So how do you start your journey? We would like to
Uh,
hear
my
that.
my journey started very like in 1995, 97. Actually, my father has a small resort in near Gomuk, and I
Okay.
was there on my vacation, and like by chance, I meet a photographer, if you know Johnny Haglund from Norway, and
Okay.
I was the only person there because I used to study in English medium school, and this guy was from Norway, and he
Yeah.
wants someone to translate, and I just create for him one story about on the river Ganga, and he was very interested. So I was with him like for 1.5 week, and I was
Hmm.
more fascinated by his equipments. In '97, like he have like a very advanced cameras with all remote triggers and all that. And of course, that time he is not carrying 600 but whatever lenses he's carrying, and I was just fascinated by his equipments. That's true. And he shows me his story from Africa, how the pygmies one time capture him and put him on 150, 100-meter trees up, and he's eating all the spiders, lizards. And that was crazy because when I think most of the people in India, they're watching National Geography and all that. So I was the same
Yeah.
kid, like watching all that. And when he tell me the story and I see how like he is crossing the river with his bag on his head, and that fascinates me and it looks very interesting to me, and then just I have one thing, I have to buy camera and whatever money I earn from him like during this time, so I ask my father little to help me and do my some hobbies, and I get my DSLR like Nikon with a roll film in 97. And but before that, I rented the camera from one tourist. I just bought a roll from him, I give him money, and just in 30 minutes I make 32 photographs. So that was my like first uh,
That's
thing
interesting.
to, yes, rented camera, and that was my first when I click photographs, yeah, in the Himalayas
Okay.
back then, also in 97, yeah.
Okay. So
And
that's how
then
it
again,
started.
sorry.
So that's how it started.
Yeah, that's how it started, but then again, born in an Indian family, of course it's very hard for them to support in photography, because
Yeah.
now of course there are many platforms and social medias and awards and like everything, so sometimes parents get excited, but during back
Yes.
that time, if you said I want to be photographer, they just think you need to just click the photos of the people, or maybe
That's
if
true.
you say wildlife, they will not understand what you are talking about.
Correct. Correct.
But on my side, I'm doing it was very expensive that time, because you make your picture, then you give them to wash for 1 month, and you never know, sometime you're taking your role and everything is burnt out. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody like if you have someone to support you, that's the best.
Yes, but nowadays, parents are supporting a lot, because so many things going around the world, like BBC, National Geographic. That time we have only like Doordarshan and all the channels,
Yes.
and one or two paid channels like that time. So yes.
Correct. So shall we go through your journey through your
Yes,
photos?
yes, we can go through my photos.
Yeah.
Um, Before that, I can give one small introduction again. Like as I
Yes.
always said, when I am not cooking, I'm shooting. When I'm shooting, I'm cooking. And I came back to Moscow because this is the restaurant called beautiful restaurant called Geography. Its name is Geography,
Yeah.
and because every photographer, I think they are making some part of conservation, but like it's not necessary. You can do the conservation only through photography. You can do by any profession you are working into. So in this restaurant,
Yeah.
like nowadays is a concept or it's a very high end thing, fashion or we eating exotic meats or exotic fish. But in this restaurant, I'm using just the products, the meat part from the farm, only farm, domesticated. Because
Okay.
I have many time question if I put the photo of food on my Insta or in my social media, oh, you are a photographer, but you cooking or you eating, and especially these
Wild.
questions
Yeah.
come from India, most of them, because in India
Yes.
we have so many vegetables to eat really and so many pulses. But as you live abroad, so you have very
Yes.
less like vegetables and pulses, so you are
Mm-hmm.
more on meats. But part of conservation, like I'm just having meats from like farmed, so that's what it
Okay.
is. Yeah. All
Great.
right. So I will go now and share my
Yeah.
presentation.
Yes.
It's from my pictures, but whatever I have, I will share with you. So
Yeah.
can you see my screen?
Yeah. Maybe you can make it full screen.
Uh, how I can do it?
Uh, Down the button.
Uh,
No, 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 no. On the PowerPoint.
yes.
On the PowerPoint, there's a slider. Can you see one slider down?
Down. Yes.
Yeah. Next to that, left side of that, you will get one button.
This one you mean normal
No.
slider?
Right. One more. Yeah.
Slideshow?
Yes.
Slideshow you mean?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Exact.
So yes, as my topic is wildlife in the Himalayas.
Yeah.
So, as you all know, Himalayas are like a majestic and one of the highest mountains on this planet Earth. And what I'm going to show you, it's just like a glimpse of what my experience through this journey. It's a very small part.
Okay.
So, as here you can see, as you talk about the Himalayas, so you see this flower dragon, and there is Ashi Bulbul, which is a very basic shot. But when I started my journey, in the Himalayas, and of course, if you talk about Himalayas, so most of the people think, especially like in India, oh, Himalayas, it's Monal, and But again, it just started as I said, I'm doing photography for my passion, and I just want to bring the natural world to the people, what I see and how I see it.
Yeah.
So this is basically again the picture of an owl, but this is I started my photography in the foothills of the Himalayas.
Yeah.
So I work on the owls for almost more than 1 year. So I hundreds and thousands of picture of owl, but how you are progressing with it. So just I want to show this.
Okay.
So this is the owl shot, and then again I go to the another, like I have many portraits and all that, but I want to shoot the owl in the rain, in which I
Mm-hmm.
already damaged my camera. I already damaged my camera here. Yes, but I was able to shoot it. And then after working on the owls, because when particularly you work on a one subject, you understand its behavior, its character. And at the same time during the owls, I was there are so many crows and I was watching their behavior. And the next photo I call universal teaser, and most of the picture which I'm showing, I have never posted them, maybe very less one or two of them. So they are very
Okay.
special to me. And just want to show like when you're working on a one subject what you can achieve.
Yeah.
So this is something
Oh.
called universal teaser. So I know the behavior of the crow, and this was the daytime when crow started chasing this owl. And I know I was like on the ground level, but I climb on the tree, and I go to the eye level of the owl. but
Mm-hmm.
suddenly two boys started chasing him, and I was at the right height, I can say, on this tree, and I get the shot. And then again, Himalayas doesn't mean you are only on the Himalayas. So there are valleys, rivers. So this is again the foothills of the Himalayas. So it's a very evening time, and I
Yeah.
was working on the egrets. But I was again like surprised by the behavior of this egret. But suddenly I had noticed like there is a snake, if you can see, under the feet of this egret. Can you see?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. So this is again the Himalayas. So sometimes you can take simple subjects, but what you are looking into it. So this is again basically how I started my photography, Black Francolin. And this is again the shot, like it's a mountain here, you can say, or yeah.
Yeah.
So this is handheld shot, and the story of this shot is like, it's a rainy day, and even the next day I have to go to Ranthambore, and near my home there is a forest and a farm. So suddenly I see like every day like some rabbits are coming nearby, and I suddenly know there may be some like I just take my camera and near the burrow of the rabbit, and
Okay.
suddenly because this rabbit was looking for me for many days, I was keeping the distance, but this is just handheld shot by maybe I think 24 or 105 lens from Canon, and that's and this is again the foothills of the Himalayas. So this was the leopard. I have been to this park like for maybe more than 50 times,
Oh,
but didn't get any shot. But this was one early morning that the backdrop looks black like a studio because there is like completely shadow. And I just put my exposure a little down. I'm not here to teach the photography, but just experience,
yeah.
sharing my experience in the Himalayas. What kind of light you sometimes get and what kind of challenges you get, you will see through this journey. So this was sitting on one small like mud tila, and
Is that the snow leopard?
no. This is just the normal
Normal.
leopard. Like,
Okay.
but the best part was like the sun was on here and the backdrop was totally like a shadow. So I just put
Mm-hmm.
my exposure down, and I got this photograph, like clear
Okay.
crystal photograph, like in a studio. Again, this is the journey, like when you start, like maybe in the Himalayas or whatever you can say. So this is charcoal Yuhina. So when I'm making my picture, I'm just not only looking for like to make portraits. How everyone start with this, but after you will see, I also started to make the portraits, clean portraits. But then during my journey, I slightly changed my style.
Okay.
This is again the Himalayan langur. So he is just with his kid. Early days photography in the Himalayas, foothills. So this is again the jackal, and I think he was in some fight. He wounded himself on the head. So yeah, so now we go to the higher elevation, and this is the elevation around like 2,500 meters from the sea level.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started my journey, so I was doing the same thing, making portraits. I want clear portraits with bouquet and all that. But it's slowly like I shifted in another side. You can see on the pictures.
Yeah.
So this then I'm going in the same place different times, and as a wildlife photographer, as you know, you have a very little chance, like because you don't have any control, and especially in the Himalayas, there is a lot of challenges. So
Yeah.
maybe about the challenges I will talk later on, but just enjoy this journey. So this is again the Munal. So I just want to show uh, how it's habitat. It's not a habitat shot, but the portrait again.
Yeah.
But again, like few years after, again I achieve another what I want to show, like how you call them, like this is
Beautiful.
this is another one, but again, like so I was this image is like I make in my mind, like so I was lucky enough because you can see the week of the Monal. If it's not there, this photo has no value. So just trying to achieve this. And this again, like going and going. So after portrait, what do you want to achieve? So this is something like you see the Himalayas, the habitats where the Monal lives, and he's gliding. And this is the main Monal again, and he's gliding through the Himalayas.
Okay.
and the challenges you face in the Himalayas, about the exposure, because where I am, it's totally dark, and on the mountain you can see it's light.
Yes.
So sometimes the technology you want to use, the exposure. I'm not talking about your photography, but just discussing few things, because
Yeah.
you have exposure, you have now the 30 frames per second, but wildlife, especially in the Himalayas, will give you no chance.
Mm-hmm.
So you will learn only by experience how
Yeah.
smart you are, like on the fields. It's very different in the Himalayas, and you
Okay.
have not only challenges of taking good pictures of what. You have a lot of challenges because you are going in the high altitudes. So I'm not like saying like everybody goes through this, but most of the people start feeling like high altitude sickness,
Mm-hmm.
because as you walk higher, so there will be less oxygen, and you are carrying your equipments, and you will be with very limited water, because how much you will carry with you for the whole day, or how much time you
Yeah.
have to be back in the evening, because you need to have the food. You cannot make fire on the forest. And these photographs I have taken a few years before, because now you need a lot of permissions to go on this higher altitude from the forest department. But when I used to do the photographies that time, it was not so restricted. But
Mm.
now there is a time restriction and so many things. So yes. So this is again female monal. So most of the people only want to take this kind of picture,
Yeah.
because male look beautiful. But again, the same time, when you are on these maybe high altitudes or in any places you are there, just try to enjoy the wildlife, in which form it is, because you need to understand. So this is a female monal, but after going many years, I don't want to just take the picture like this. So I want a picture like this. So
Mm.
again, female, and again on the mountain, it's sun or maybe some light, but where you are, it's totally dark. So this is not something I have put exposure down or something. This is the simple picture, and most of the picture in this, you will see they are very less, even not how to say, cropped. So these are full frame images. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is again from high altitude. You find these snow patches on the altitude of minimum, like they will come in winter time to maybe 2,500 or 3,000 meters from the sea level, but in during the summer you will see them 4,500 or above that.
Uh-huh.
So yes, so you see how camouflage they are.
Yeah.
So, because in the Himalayas, of course, there are not so many predator for them, but yes, there are like red fox and golden eagle and some raptors are there. So, but they are so camouflaged, like it's very hard to see. And again, after going many and many years, then get some knowledge, about their behavior, where they live, and then you get these kind of images. So I'm just
Mm.
showing you here like how I transfer from simple images to what kind of images I make Himalayas. Simply making the story or telling stories.
Yeah.
Then I get to this, again, like want them to be nice portrait photograph. So here you can see the snow and snow cartridge. Then again, it's here, when the bird is comfortable with you going for many days, and you feel and going every year, so you know
Mm.
their behavior and bird know your behavior. So I was very close to this bird, but I want to show kind of where they live and what that. So you can see the snowflakes when
Yes.
she is walking, and you can see the sky and the mountains on the side.
A beautiful frame.
Thank you. So again, they how they camouflage themselves, you see. You. And the best part is that you get the light, beautiful lights. So again, the story here is, sometime you wait for the light maybe in the evening, but you are on a very high, like here I was like on the 4,000 meter high from the sea level, and I have to descend like minimum 2,000 or 1,800 meter down for my night stay, because you cannot put any camping. And it was totally sun here, but just within a few minutes the sun goes, and while going back it was totally dark,
Mm-hmm.
and it's totally dark.
Okay.
So after that portrait I want to show, because I was here and this is another year. So this is again like a snow portrait, but patronage, but it's a slightly snowstorm started, and I just want to capture that drama. So these are not the cloud, but the strong winds, they bring the snow. and
Okay.
just the evening time. Yeah. So again, in the Himalayas, what you see like Thar. So everybody
Yeah.
want to take the picture of the Thar, like, oh, nice Thar. And they are wild animals there, and but here after many years, like I want that portrait, but I want that with bouquet. So I was lucky enough by nature to make the Thar picture with bouquet. And then this is real Himalayas actually. So people think we will make the picture like this, but it's very rare. I don't know, like you have a lot of knowledge, you are so lucky, you get so close to them, but you see
Mm.
them like this in the Himalayas. You will see them like this. Can you see the Thar on the ridge?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, you will see them either in the evening or early morning. During the daytime they are hide, so it's very hard to see. So it's again the golden light in the mountains, and you have to walk on the cliffs. And I always say you have to first take care of yourself. You need to take care of your safety, because sometimes you are on the ridges and you want to take the frames, like maybe your dream frames or what you are viewing that time, and your one step can take your life. So this
Yeah.
is not to discourage someone, but this is the reality of the Himalayas. And
True.
during the daytime, you will be having like sunburn. But once the sun is gone, you will be freezing. So after going many years, like again, I want to show like how Thars live. So
Mm.
this is during like the summers, they are on the high ridges they are living, but during the winter they have to descend down because there is no food to eat. Everything is covered with the snow, and this is like almost like more than 4,000 meter high, and here it has descended up to like 2,000 meter from the sea level. And during the winter you can see their fur, it's get more thickened,
Yeah.
and you see how they live. So these are the male, and they live together. Can you see between these crevasse? They are like maybe 4 to 5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So these kind of images, you have to be very fit yourself. And of course, I have done my mountaineering course from Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, and I had done my basic course there. And so I have a little training to how to go in a cliffs, and what kind of precaution you need to take.
Okay.
So these images you get only like everything on the foot, nothing by car or like how you do in safaris.
Basically, you have to be strong and fit.
You have to be very strong and fit. Not only that, because it's a nature and you don't know about the nature,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you don't have to be so challenge yourself that it may take your life, or you may lose something, in your life, because your one small silly mistake to achieve that portrait, so to get more close to the animals, can really be dangerous.
Yeah.
So I say, if sometimes people look some images and they really want, oh, I want something like this. I'm not saying my pictures are something you want, but I will always say, first, always take your safety in the Himalayas, you know. And
Mm.
most probably you walking the cliffs and you have limited what to do. Very true. I'm used to, because when I'm going to Himalayas, I make myself like a special, because I'm there on the foot, so I need to be on 1 liter or 1.5 liter water max. I carry few biscuits, few
Okay.
chocolates, and few protein bars, and because after walking you will lose energy, and you will be so tired, you have to be down.
Yeah.
So this is me again. So this is something 4,000 meter. So
How
you
old
have
is
to.
this picture?
Sorry,
How old is this picture?
I think this is 4 year or 5 year back.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So yeah, 3 4 year back. Yeah. So I mean, I'm trying to smile there, but you can see I'm so tired, and my water I have maybe 200 300 ml more.
Okay.
So on these ridges you don't get any water.
Yeah.
So again, the starting days, you get, this is a Alpine bird, again accenter, and
Mm.
you want the portraits, but again, going through many years, and like what do you want? So I turn it into this, like, so just the frame. Again, this is Eurasian wren. So
Oh.
why I not show this picture in the Himalayan wildlife? Because You go there and you will have a very challenge, not only about the terrain but with exposures, with the lights,
Mm.
because somewhere it's light, somewhere it will be not right, and your wildlife will be not how you want them. So don't be like discouraged, just try to create the frame what you have, and I just try to do. This is again a very small animal, pika. So these are all over the Himalayas. So sometimes there are very small animals, so you just can create them into beautiful frames. So sometimes people don't really want their tigers to be on their wall, but they want something frames like this to put on their walls or somewhere. So this is again, it was a very late evening, and you have the challenge of taking the picture, because your ISO, how much you can put up, you don't have the light, and just then you need to play very really slow shutter, so at least you can create something. So these are again the very huge wild boar in the Himalayas. And this picture why I'm showing, because it's again I'm showing here. I think before, like 5 or 10 minutes before, I have a light here. And this is the red fox again in the Himalayas. But again, there will be challenge. Here it's light, and I have to descend down, and it's totally dark. And I put the ISO even up, but we will not get to what you want. So this is again the image. So of the Martin, why I show this image? Because like you can see near the Martin, there is some plastic, you see?
Yeah.
So this is the plastic, and like nowadays, a lot of tourists they're saying like they want to go Himalayas, they are trackers, but everywhere it's garbage, plastic, 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 and
True.
these animals are taking this plastic, and this is again
Hmm.
around 3,000 meters from sea level, so plastic not going by self, so we tourists are going there and destroying the
Yeah.
territory of these animals. So it's just a message here, guys. If you're carrying any
Mm.
plastic, please take back. And working on this kind of picture and many like other. But then again, this picture maybe 4 5 years ago. But then to create something like this, you need a lot of study about the habitat, and I want to show really the habitat of yellow-throated mountain martin in the Himalayas. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I will not give all credit to myself during this journey in the Himalayas. So I have a lot of people with whom I'm there, where I'm staying, where I'm eating, or who are with me or without.
Okay.
Maybe I'm alone there, but there are so many people. This credit goes to them during this journey. So it's not only me. Like I say, I make this picture.
Yeah.
So yeah. This picture I am not sure, Hermes, and you have given the platform here. So this is again like musk deer in the Himalayas. So I think this is
Okay.
again one of the very rare documentation handheld, so close encounter with the musk deer.
Oh,
So yes, it's a
that's
musk deer,
interesting.
and it's from India, and it's very very rare. And again, I was lucky, and but it at the same time you have to climb so high above this. Again, I have taken around 3,000, above 3,000 meters from the sea level, but
Okay.
with some knowledge, and more important is luck is also there, because I have many friends who have been there from a long time, and even I was going there from like 6 7 years, but like after 6 7 years I got this finally.
It's very difficult to see the photos also.
Yes, and this is a handheld shot morning. And again, here was a challenge, and I try to just very fast. I try to get my camera exposure, right exposure, but
Uh-huh.
it's hard. But with sometime, if you have some rare, please just shoot it. Just get the documentation.
What
So
range of lens do you have that while
sorry.
shooting this? What range of lens did you use?
I'm
400?
using mostly like 100, 400, because if you are trying to
Okay.
use 500, 600 in the higher Himalayas, high
Yeah.
altitude, it will be not so easy, because you are by your
Yeah.
own.
Yes.
For this kind of wildlife, you need to be really alone. And
Yeah.
but for alone, you have to understand, as I always say, safety in the Himalayas, because sometimes it's so chill, because you can be so freezing. Because during my one journey, my one like leg become numb, and then I
Okay.
have to descend. I don't have other thing, and it's another story, very long, but maybe sometime
Oh,
I will
oh,
share
oh,
with you.
oh.
So yeah, so these are photographs. Like I generally I can give this information only to the forest department, like who can help, because I have some friends. Where is this location? It's not about not to tell them the location, but it's about the safety of these animals, because and then again this Hermes. It's I'm only sharing on your platform this image again. This is the Himalayan black bear with the cups, if you can see down there. So again, I don't know, but many people, photographer told me this is the first image again with the cups of Himalayan bear. And after going continuously 7 8 years for the Himalayan bear, so this is few of one image I share with you. If you zoom, can you see the two cups with the Himalayan black bear down there? Can you see? Hello, can you
Hello?
hear
Yeah,
me?
I can. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a small issue with the connection.
Okay, got you, got you. Now can you see?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see the Himalayan bear.
It's with two cups.
Yes,
And
yes, yes, yes.
and it's again the journey. It's not about you got something and you share on the social media. It's about the safety of the animals. And I have been like so many years, but if I maybe achieve in the first year of my photography, it doesn't mean so much to me, to my heart, this image. But after going
Okay.
continuously after 7 8 years and to capture Himalayan black bear in the Himalayas, it's really really not so easy, because they just appear during the down. Either they will come out like in the evening, or before the sunrise they will disappear. And
Uh-huh.
as people say, I will give here one message, like, oh, you have to be very calm, don't talk, just be like safe from the animal. No, I try to make here connection, because this, I know this black bear is here, but I make a long distance from this black bear, because I know it can be so aggressive, because she is with the cubs. And at the
Okay.
same time, she know I'm there, but like for 3 4 days she just watch me from a long, like if I'm on the ridge, she just take the valley down. If I'm during the
Mm-hmm.
valley, she take the cliff. They are so clever animals, like bears. And that's true, they can smell you like 1 or 2 kilometers away. And yes, so it's a big story. I have a very big documentation of this.
Oh,
To
that's
tell
nice.
you, my this hard disk was like I just recovered my photo from this hard disk.
Oh, it got corrupted.
Yes, but luckily one of my friend, he helped me out, and I got this like back. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes. So this is very rare image. These two which I share. The previous one, like this Himalayan musk deer, and this Himalayan
Mm-hmm.
black bear with cubs. This is again, I'm like in the Himalayas, and it's very really hard to take tripods and your stuff, and then in your clothes, because during the daytime you will be like sunburn will be there, and once the
Yeah.
sun is gone, you will be shivering like anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they have like so many portraits of cheer peas, and nowadays there are many people making picture of cheer, but these I make like 5 6 year ago of the cheer peasant. But I want to show you how they live, so camouflage. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yes. So because rather than just taking one picture of like a very nice, like portrait picture, I just want to
Mm-hmm.
share like how they live, like in this, like in the
Yes.
mountains. And they also live on the ridge part, and 2,000 meter, yeah, around 2,000 meter, I think, yeah, minimum.
Okay.
Yeah, 2,000 to 3,000 they live. Yeah, sometimes they descend to 1,800, and even there
Uh-huh.
is some record 1,500, I think. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So, and this is finally what you get after many many years.
An
So
amazing picture.
yeah, so this I want to show where they live, and the height is again like 3,000 meter, and it was early morning sunrise, and so
In fact, an award-winning picture, I should say.
okay, to be very true, I can tell you like on social media, because now I'm not much into award. If people like you or many of my mentors, or they say same words like this is award winning, but I have sent to few awards. And I'm not saying maybe
Uh-huh.
this picture, maybe they just didn't like, they have their own criteria.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I've
yeah.
said it
Doesn't
before.
matter if it wins or not. If it
Yeah,
wins the people's heart, that will make sense.
yes, that's true. So this I'm sharing on your page.
Yeah.
So there are more picture in future I will share, because now the picture for me is like not to take so many pictures. So now I'm trying to create the picture maybe in like 6 months or 1 year if I get one good picture. But
Okay.
it
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
some sense.
That's makes sense.
So this is again the cheer pigeon in the Himalayas. So you can
Yeah.
see the all rage, sun, and like the sky.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a perfect
So
habitat shot.
yeah. So again, the credit I will not give to myself. So there are so many people behind this, like so to make these kind of images. So
Yeah.
always you always one photographer has to thanks them.
Definitely.
And again, you see, this is the Himalayas again. Say no to
Yeah.
plastic, guys. This is my message. So where I want to end up. So you see,
Yes.
the people are going in the Himalayas, and what they are doing. It's again the Kaukal. So it's not on like 3,000 meters. It's a little below, but that's what we are doing in the Himalayas.
Yeah.
So this is the final message I want to give. Say no to
Great.
plastic. Yeah. And thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh. It was very interesting session. Lot of like pictures that we haven't seen, very common. You have showed us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
all like interesting stories. Also, I know you have a lot more stories left with you, but like we can sit in one more session to
yes, yes,
tell.
yes.
Yeah,
Because I'm in Moscow and my most of the hard disks are in India. So
I
this
know.
anyhow I just try to manage. And so I just want to say here, like the message to the people who are young, even like you are professional. I'm learning every day from my mentors, from my colleagues, and there are so many even young talent people nowadays, very young.
Yes,
So you can learn from them every day, and if we have some experience we have to share the experience, and we have to motivate other people who can do
yeah,
better than us. Because if we say talk about conservation or we talk about storytelling, so we have to uplift the people, rather than pulling them down. We have to uplift them.
correct.
And that's what message I want to give, because people every time, sometime some people know my some images which are even not here how you make them. So I'm
Yeah,
just one to them, and I just always let them know how to create these kind of images.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's our responsibility to show the outside world what how beautiful it is and bring them more closer.
that's true. If one picture somebody see and he fall in love with these simple pictures, because I'm into tigers too, but there are so many people in tigers, so I generally put very less few people of pictures of tigers and leopards now. So just trying to create the frames, which are more beautiful and people love them more, and they can take a few steps towards the conservation. Even not
Yes,
conservation,
yes.
preservation, conservation, and any messages go. And I do the seminars in colleges, in schools, and
Okay.
I take them very few pictures of beautiful animals or birds, and which young people see. For them, it's not interesting every time the tiger. Of course, they will afraid to take the photography to click the
Mm.
tigers, because everybody
Yeah,
had listened to that part of the tiger, but they don't know the behavior of the tiger. So
correct.
I have gone to a few universities in India, two
Yeah.
universities, and I give them my lectures. Sometimes I give to the kids, I give photography classes, master class with my camera
Mm-hmm.
as well if they have. Yeah, that's what I do towards conservation. Yeah.
That's great. We have couple of questions left.
Yes.
Uh, so you're from Uttarakhand.
I'm
Does
from
this,
Uttarakhand. Yeah, basically I'm from Uttarkashi, but I live in Rishikesh.
yeah,
Yeah.
does this make your life easy to shoot in the Himalayas?
You can say a bit, because being born in the Himalayas, I don't have that problem of high altitude sickness. But yes, sometimes I used to get too. But I have done my training, as I say, from Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, because
Okay.
sometimes we get so much attached to the good people pictures. Like for example, I have seen your picture from Far East Russia
Yeah.
of snow leopard. So everybody want me from India. Oh, why you not going there? Or we want to come for snow leopard. But you know how to live there in that cold winter. Sometimes it can be challenging because you are even in the height, but you are on your own.
Yes.
So I don't want to motivate people by taking the risk. First, it's your life always.
Yeah.
It's always your life. Even you are taking the picture down in the sea, or maybe high in the mountains. So
Yes,
first you should have another day to make Photoshop, you know.
that's true. Uh, what got you started into wildlife photography?
As I said, I meet that photographer known as Johnny Hagland, and but slowly I'm from the mountains, so you know, in mountains we maybe anybody has seen tiger or not, but everybody has the story of tigers and leopard in the mountains, you know.
Yes.
So during my early age, I have also not seen tiger or leopards. Just
Okay.
heard the growling, or one time, just my
Yeah.
outside my home, one maybe the leopard come in the night, and he just took away my dog, mountain dog.
Okay.
So I want to see it, you know, when you are young, but your grandmother will never allow you to go outside, you know. So it's a story.
Yeah.
So, and I'm from the very like a town like Rishikesh or Uttarakhand, so we have so many animals, but it's never that you don't see, you don't get a chance to always see them. So you need to take that profession like as a photographer to see them, because when you are not a photographer or when you are not thinking of the animal, you cannot see. Like birding, you have to
Yeah.
listen first, you know. You cannot see
Yes.
on the tree and you see the birds, you know. So yeah.
Correct.
And storytelling is the photography why I take it's a storytelling, you know. So I find like, you know, more interesting to be like, you know, tell the stories.
Out of all the places, what's your favorite location to shoot wildlife?
Apart from the Himalayas, now I'm into Russia, and I want to explore the Russia. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Russia is some like it's a huge country, and you
Yes.
have a lot of places to explore.
Yeah.
A very, very, very good place for any wildlife photographer or nature lover to
That's.
explore. Yeah.
But not to
I,
forget. But sorry to interrupt. But not to forget in India the Corbett. That's one of the park which I always love to go,
okay, great.
and Ranthambore also. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you talk about the parks, yeah.
Yes.
And I
And
think I
what's
want to go to Manas. I never been to Manas like Kaziranga.
okay.
I want to explore that. Yeah.
Yeah. For the rhino.
Not only rhino. Now I am not into like big fives or something. Just
Okay.
something interesting. You know what you can create out. You know, if you talk
Okay,
about
great.
photography is all about creating. It's not only what you see. Like maybe few picture you see. These pictures are not what I see, but few
Uh-huh,
images
uh-huh.
are like was there in my like I already visualized those images in. You know. And then
Yeah.
work. If you see that picture of the Martin, so this is after like 1.5 year, 2 years, you got this kind of image. And if you see the image of that cheer peasant, these are the images you see cheer peasant from 5 years, but then you
Yeah.
start imaging how you want the cheer peasant, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
few picture of other animals I have like same. So
Yeah.
it's about visualization, you know, and to work on it. Yeah. So creating what you
And
want to tell the stories, you know.
that's great. And what is your favorite subject?
I cannot say favorite, of course. Once you start in photography, you want tiger, tiger, but then I stopped tiger, and now I'm more into like beers. So maybe
Yeah.
it's Himalayan or it's brown or it's grizzly. So beers, yeah.
Good. Also, we have a question on the like how do you what preparations you have to take while going to the Himal like shooting in the Himalayas.
Yeah, it's a very good question. Like, yeah, I was expecting. So, you know, first of all, you have to be aware with the which weather you are going into Himalayas. You know, it's winter or it's rainy or it's like summer even. So the
Yeah.
most problem you face during the rainy season or maybe during the winter, even sometime the summer, landslides. You know, you are facing them. So
Yes.
yes, and you have to be very careful about, you know, your logistics, because you have to be by your own, because you're going by the roads most of the times. And you know, so you need to understand how much you need to carry the weight, because
Hmm.
even the 50 grams or 100 grams gonna, as you gonna take steps up towards the higher altitude, guys, trust me, 100 grams gonna make your day, you know, you painful
Less
really.
difficult. Yeah.
you have to understand like you're going just for like landscapes or particular animal, so you have to understand that behavior, that location, those routes you are taking, and most importantly, even in winters, if you go on the high ridges, like, so you will get the sunburn, so you need to take like sun UV creams, you need to take your glasses,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to take your winter jackets even in the summer times, because and most of the time we photographer, we want that sunset and then golden hours, light. But guys, you have to understand how far is you need to descend, how much time it take, because it has been to me many times, it's
Mm.
sunlight, I'm waiting for my subject during that, and suddenly you it's dark down there,
Yeah.
and it's dark, so I don't want to tell like what's over there, all animals, but everybody knows, I
Yeah.
don't want to discourage actually, really, because if I tell the reality, I don't want to discourage people on this platform. But you have to understand
Yes.
Himalayas, not only Himalayas, even you are in a jeep safaris, maybe in Africa, maybe in Ranthambore. So don't take extra step to, make your picture. First,
Yeah.
you have to take your safety, yeah, and you have to carry your, equipment, the batteries in the Himalayas, because sometime, most of the time, like I have taken my camera and they have jammed, so I was not
Oh.
prepared. So you have to understand which camera gear you are taking. They really work in that winter or no, in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
And even where you are staying, you will not get the batteries to charge, they are small hotels or something, so you have to
Okay.
come back. So you have to understand that if you are making your trip, you have to understand like your batteries, your card slots, your memory cards, how you need to transfer your data if you have very less cards,
Yeah.
so yeah, your hand gloves, and sometime, you are in winter, and because we don't have the habit by clicking with the gloves, and you're taking your
Mm-hmm.
out your hand always, and
Yeah.
you don't, you are touching the metal, and you can get again the frostbite, and if you get on a higher altitude, and it will be problem, so
Yeah.
you have to be very careful, you have to, yes, be careful in these times, yeah. And you need to take your food and
Interesting.
water, because
Yes.
either you will get dehydrated, or if it's too winter, like you can get hypothermia, how you say, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Great. Lot of information.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it was a very interesting session.
Thank you.
Something different
Thank you.
for
Thank
our
you, Hermes.
audience as well. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Rajesh.
Thank you, Hermes. Thank you so much for inviting, yeah.
You're
Wishing you
welcome.
good luck.
Yeah. Thank you. And same to you. And hopefully, we'll do another session on
Thank
some
you.
other subject.
Definitely, and keep
Yeah.
inspiring through your platform,
Sure,
Paws.
sure. And please try to explore the Russia part so that we will be able to see the Russian pictures also.
Definitely, I will tell you the story. I already have done one trip, so very soon I
Okay.
will share the pictures.
Great, great.
Thank
Okay.
you.
See you then.
Thank you, Hermes. Have a good
Thanks
time.
again. Bye.
Thank you.
So that was Rajesh. Very interesting session and a lot of knowledge sharing as well. So let's wind up today's session and we'll be having one more session, I think, on Sunday. We'll be updating it on our social media. Till then, you guys take care. Bye bye.